6 Anderson County firefighters are out of the hospital just hours after a wreck involving their fire truck.
Well, we still have a few flurries over toward the east and southeastern zones, but all eyes focus on our next, not rainmaker, it's rain right now, but it could be a snowmaker for our neck of the woods in the upcoming 24 hours.
We'll tell you exactly how you can help dozens of families to make their Christmas a little more bright in these days leading up to the holiday.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. We have new details at this noon hour about several firefighters who were injured in a crash.
It happened last night at Alton Station in Lawrenceburg around 7 o'clock in the evening. The firefighters were on their way to help out another crew when their fire truck ran off the road and hit a tree. WKYT's Sean Moody is in Anderson County now with an update on their conditions. And it's our top story at noon. Sean?
Those firefighters were driving here on Puckett Road on their way to another wreck when the accident happened. Today, all 6 of them were out of the hospital. Looking at the damage to this fire truck, it's remarkable that all 6 firefighters were out of the hospital today. Battalion Chief Chris Harrod said several crews, including this one, were heading to a wreck around 6:30 last night.
And they came up on the radio, and you could hear the change in their voice as far as, you know, something, you could tell something had gone wrong. He said
it appears one of the truck's tires slipped off the road and the truck ran into a large branch. That branch actually peeled back the metal roof of the cab.
The firefighter was kind of laid over the engine compartment and was able to get away from all the tangled metal here.
Harrod says all the doors were jammed. The firefighters were able to force a rear door open, but the one in the officer's chair, the front passenger, was trapped. This truck carries the jaws of life. They were able to get him out with those. 5 firefighters were taken to Frankfurt Regional Medical Center. The 6th went to UK. They were all released by midnight. Harrod says good training helped them reach a good outcome.
You know, they're professional firefighters. You know, we're a volunteer department, but they train just as hard as any other department, paid department, you know, in the state of Kentucky.
Harrod says they'll soon begin the process of trying to get a new truck. In the meantime, they do have another one that can fill the void. In Anderson County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. And Kentucky State Police are assisting with that investigation of the accident. And an eastern Kentucky family lost everything they own in a house fire here just days before Christmas. The fire broke out at a home on 30 East in Breathitt County. Jerry Montgomery lived there with his wife and 2 daughters for more than 20 years. We've learned the fire was caused by an electrical problem. An account has now been set up to help the family at Citizens Bank in Jackson.
Police are investigating a deadly house fire in southern Kentucky. It happened just before 5 o'clock this morning on Curry Branch Road off Highway 80 south of Manchester. The coroner says 49-year-old Matthew Collins was killed. 4 people, including a child, managed to escape. WKYT's Mitchell Grogg is in Clay County now with the very latest.
The Clay County coroner says 49-year-old Matthew Collins died in the fire. His brother Warren Collins was taken to UK hospital. Firefighters cleaned up and continued to spray some water late Wednesday morning as smoke still rose from the house.
We could actually see the flames from this one about a mile down the road.
Firefighters found more trouble here when they arrived.
Upon arrival of the fire department, you know, we found the house fully engulfed, and speaking to some people, some family members, you know, they told us that there was a individual still trapped in the second floor of the home.
Firefighters say he is the man who died in the fire in this home, where debris litters the yard and glass is missing from the windows.
And when they woke up, you know, the stove was on fire, and that's how they first noticed the fire was in the stove in the kitchen area.
4 others escaped the fire. Firefighters also tell me the man who was taken to UK hospital went up on the roof trying to save the man inside. In Clay County, Mitchell Grogg, WKYT.
And the home was destroyed in that fire. A manhunt is underway right now in southern Kentucky for a bank robber. Someone held up the Community Trust Bank this morning at 80 West near I-75. Police tell us that a man dressed in black and wearing blue jeans went into the bank and ordered everyone to the floor. He was armed with a handgun. There were 4 employees and 1 customer inside. No one was hurt. Police say they're not sure if he left on foot or if he had a car waiting to make his getaway.
Well, a weak weather system is making its way toward the bluegrass for now, and that could bring with it a coating of snow. That's not the only chance for snow in our forecast, though. Could it be a white Christmas? WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center with details.
Well, we're still about 7 to 8 days out, but I've been asked that so many times the past couple of days. Might as well go ahead and tell you, yes, there is the possibility of seeing some snow on Christmas Eve and also on Christmas Day. It's a possibility. You know, we still have time to iron some details out. There's First Alert Defender live radar and a good look at it. I mean, we have the clouds around, maybe even still a few flurries here and there, but it's nothing that's going to ruin your travel plans. Don't even worry about that. Temperatures are right there around freezing. Does not feel good outside. Cloudy skies, no sunshine available. It's just not a fun day, you can put it that way. Cold and cloudy the rest of the afternoon as we get rid of those flurries and also some flakes. Off into the evening and overnight, it gets pretty cold there in the upper 20s. That's actually average for this time of year. But then we're looking at some southern flakes, and then flakes being possible throughout the morning and off into early afternoon. We'll go over what you can expect out of that, accumulation and all, coming up in a few minutes.
Micah, thank you. For the second time this month, police have arrested a man accused of stealing packages outside a Lexington home. William Davis was caught on camera stealing from the front porch of a home on Fairdale Drive. Another man was arrested last week for stealing several packages after following a UPS driver. Experts suggest making sure a signature is required before your mail is left on your doorstep to prevent your packages from being stolen. An Eastern Kentucky woman is facing charges this afternoon after police say she was caught shoplifting during a Shop with a Cop event. Manchester police say Samantha Henson was caught hiding merchandise under her clothes at the local Walmart. She's charged with theft by unlawful taking.
The search continues here at midday for the person who burglarized a Lexington home overnight. It happened at a home on Pinewood Court off Old Todd's Road. The homeowner says someone broke out a window to get inside. Police say the suspect stole a gaming system and some cash. Well, a Lexington theater will not be showing a controversial movie. Carmike Cinemas has canceled showings of The Interview after Sony hackers threatened moviegoers. The comedy starring Seth Rogen and James Franco depicts an assassination attempt against North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Carmike Theaters is the 4th largest cinema chain in the nation. Sony executives say they are supportive of any theater's decision to cancel showings of the movie. Well, it is an annual tradition that helps hundreds of needy families across the bluegrass to have a brighter holiday.
The Faith and Community Christmas Store is now open at the Richmond Road campus of Southland Christian Church. WKYT's Rebecca Smith is there with more on how you can spread some Christmas cheer. Rebecca.
The Christmas store is now open at Southland Christian Church on Richmond Road. It is open from 8 in the morning until 8 at night for the next 3 days. Now, if you're interested, keep in mind that when you show up, you do have to have a ticket. They'll be handing those out in the parking lot, and you'll also want to enter in through the back of the Southland Christian Church. The store's been around for the last 19 years, serving families of Central Kentucky. Each shopper all gets 2 toys per child. The bike section is by far the most picked over right now. Most recipients are getting gifts for children.
Just having that little burst of happiness kind of makes everything seem not so bad.
I think just because of the limited nature of it, everybody kind of stops by here first before they head out to move on to the other things. We are a little sparse right now.
And you heard it right here. They are in need of things like bikes and scooters for girls and boys. Also just toys in general for any and all age groups. Those can be gently used. Also, they can be new and in the box here at Southland Christian Church on Richmond Road. In Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
And according to the folks at the Catholic Action Center, 23% of all children in Fayette County live at or below the poverty line. A neighborhood restaurant outside Louisville is showing its love for all things bacon.
A new idea. The menu features turkey bacon and beef bacon, as well as duck bacon and some other options. Anne Marie's Bacon Bar had to close down early yesterday because it ran out of food. The owner describes the restaurant as Southern farm to table, and apparently the crowds love it over there in Louisville.
They would have run out of food earlier if Micah had been there.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
Good to have you with us here on WKYT for the noon news. And ahead, after 5 years, a deal between the U.S. and Cuba has freed an American from a Cuban prison.
We'll have the latest on relations between the two countries next on Kentucky's #1 midday news.
Also ahead on WKYT, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has revealed its newest round of inductees. Find out what 6 musical acts made the class of 2015 coming up on WKYT News at noon.